A 58-year-old man, visibly exhausted with low energy and fragile self-esteem, came to my office with a phrase that echoes the feelings of many. "Doctor Jane, it feels like my body has simply forgotten how to have vigor." He had abandoned his physical activities, his sleep was shallow and barely restorative, and he confessed that his enthusiasm and drive had vanished. What he could never have imagined was that a common ingredient, likely already in his kitchen, would be the starting point for a remarkable improvement in his overall well-being. For months he had been on a journey of trial and error, experimenting with everything: various vitamins, trendy supplements, and even those internet diets promising quick results. Nothing seemed to work. His vitality levels continued to decline, and with them grew the fear of accelerated aging, of losing his dynamism too soon. But then, something completely unexpected happened. A small detail, an almost imperceptible change in his routine, something he did on autopilot, began to transform his body in a way he could no longer ignore. The change was noticed by everyone around him. His co-workers started commenting on his newfound energy. His wife, with a surprised and delighted look, said, "You seem more alive, more present. What happened to you?" It was at that moment that he returned to my office, no longer with the same weary expression, but with his lab results in hand, and a spark in his eyes I hadn't seen in a long time. What he had done seemed too simple to be true, but the investigation we conducted next not only explained his impressive improvement, but also shed light on why so many men feel their vitality declining without understanding the real cause. In the days following his small change, he began to notice subtle transformations. His sleep became deeper and more restorative. His mind, once foggy, was clearer and sharper. That constant fatigue that had plagued him since his 50s started to fade. "Dr. Jane, I wake up wanting to live again," he told me, his voice trembling with emotion. "I can't explain it, but it's like my body remembered its strength." At first, I considered the possibility of a placebo effect, but when I reviewed his lab results, I saw something that made me pause. His wellness markers, which had previously been at concerning levels, had improved dramatically. And the most curious part, he hadn't used any specific treatment or prescription medication. So, I began a detailed investigation. I asked for his journal, where he recorded what he ate, how he slept, and the changes he felt day to day. And there, among notes like "slept better," "more energy today," and "less irritable," I found the missing piece, the detail that had changed everything. It was something he did every morning, a habit he considered ordinary. But in reality, this small gesture was providing his body with the right nutrients to support its natural hormone production. Before I reveal what it was, you need to understand why the male body is facing a silent challenge, increasingly starved of this vital energy, and how it relates to habits you practice daily and consider harmless. Most men over 40 have been conditioned to believe that loss of energy, enthusiasm, and strength is just a natural part of aging. But the truth is, male well-being is being affected daily, and almost no one notices. Studies already show that average male vitality levels have been declining in recent decades, and the reason isn't just age, it's our lifestyle. Your body responds to everything: what you eat, the quality of your sleep, your stress levels, and even the type of oil you use in the kitchen. Yes, even that. When this hormonal balance starts to be disrupted, the consequences cascade. The mind loses focus. The body tends to accumulate fat more easily. Sleep becomes light and fragmented, and you rarely wake up feeling refreshed. Silently, personal well-being and confidence begin to erode, not all at once, but gradually, until a man convinces himself the problem is just age. But it's not. It's an imbalance that can be influenced by our routines, ultra-processed foods, poorly slept nights, and a lack of nutrients the body needs to function well. The most surprising thing is that many of these factors hide in habits that seem healthy. What you eat in the morning, the oil you use in the frying pan, among other things. All of this can be impacting your energy without you realizing it. But that 58-year-old man, without intending to, activated the opposite path. He nourished his body's natural hormone production. When he showed me what had changed, I had to reread it to be sure. It wasn't anything complex. No expensive supplements, no restrictive treatments, no secret formulas. It was something so simple, so accessible, that most people have it at home and don't know its potential. Dr. Jane, I just added this to my mornings, and in a few days I started feeling like a different person, he told me. At first it seemed like a coincidence, but the more I researched, the more it made sense. This natural food is a source of healthy fats, known as medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, which the body can use as a quick and efficient energy source. And this energy, unlike that from simple sugars, directly supports the glands involved in hormone production. Science already shows that the male body needs high-quality fats to maintain hormonal balance. Men with diets too low in healthy fats are more likely to experience the effects of imbalance, like fatigue and loss of vigor. The curious thing is that the ingredient he used acts exactly at this point. It supports the liver and provides the building blocks for the male glands, helping the body regulate its hormone production naturally. It seemed too small to cause such a big impact, but the lab results and his enthusiastic account left no doubts. The change was real. And so, after understanding the mechanisms, I suggested to other patients with similar complaints that they try the same habit. The results were remarkably consistent. Within weeks, reports of improved vitality, mood, and energy became common. Now, it's time to reveal what this man was using. But first, it's crucial to understand why many men have developed a fear of consuming fats and how this may be affecting their well-being. For years, the idea was spread that all fat was harmful, that the path to health was consuming everything low-fat. This was one of the great traps of nutrition. Male vitality depends on hormones that are produced from good fats. Without the right raw materials, the body simply doesn't have what it needs to produce the compounds that sustain energy, focus, and enthusiasm. Think about it. Maybe you know someone who drastically cut fats from their diet and over time felt more tired, weaker, and less interested in activities they once enjoyed. This happens because the body enters a preservation mode. Without good fats, the liver can become overloaded, the brain doesn't operate at full capacity, and hormonal balance starts to weaken. And this doesn't happen suddenly. It's a slow process. First, sleep quality worsens. Then comes difficulty concentrating. Soon, morning fatigue and unexplained apathy set in. But here's the key point. There's a specific type of natural fat that the male body uses directly to generate energy and support hormones. A fat that, when consumed in moderation, supports metabolism. And that's exactly the fat this 58-year-old man started consuming, unaware of the good it was doing. What seemed like a minor detail became one of the greatest successes in his wellness journey. And now, it's time to reveal what he did. The simple, accessible, and natural ingredient that awakened the dormant vitality in his body was coconut oil. He said, "Dr. Jane, I just started using a spoonful of coconut oil every morning." I paused. It seems too simple, doesn't it? But when we analyze what coconut oil does in the body, everything starts to fall into place. Coconut oil is one of the richest sources of MCTs, those healthy fats that are quickly used as energy by the liver. What few know is that During this process, the body is encouraged to optimize the production of hormones critical to vitality. It acts as a clean fuel, supports liver function, helps reduce inflammation, and assists the body in breaking free from the fatigue many men feel. In the lab results, the outcome was clear. More balanced wellness markers, improved body composition, deeper sleep, and a noticeable increase in mood and energy. And the most impressive part? All of this without invasive treatments or side effects. After this discovery, other patients tested the same habit, a spoonful of coconut oil a day, on an empty stomach, in coffee or with fruit. And the reports were nearly identical: more energy, more enthusiasm, and a sense of life returning to the body. But a word of caution, not all coconut oil is the same. Purity, extraction method, cold pressed is ideal, and timing of consumption can make a difference. That's why it's essential to choose high quality, extra virgin coconut oil. Using the right product can be decisive, because what happened to that man wasn't a fluke. It was biology working as it should. I remember him saying, as if it were yesterday, "Dr. Jane, I thought it was too late for me, but it seems my body just needed the right material to work with." That phrase stuck with me because it sums up what many men don't understand. It's not your body failing you, it's the care that might be coming in the wrong way. For years, we've been taught to see symptoms, fatigue, apathy, loss of vigor, as normal. But it's not normal to lose vitality. It's not normal to wake up without energy. And it's definitely not normal to give up on living with strength and joy. His case showed me that small daily actions can change everything. Sometimes what your body needs isn't another gimmick, but fewer aggressors, less sugar, less stress, fewer processed foods. And if a simple natural oil, used the right way, managed to awaken what was dormant, imagine what else your body can do when you start nourishing it properly. So before you end your day, I ask you to reflect. Look inward and ask yourself, am I taking care of my body, or am I just surviving in it? If the answer unsettles you, know that real change begins when you decide not to accept fatigue as your fate.